Good evening. A former Saanich Catholic priest arrested and facing sex charges has been released from jail. He was the priest at St. John the Worker parish in Saanich until he resigned in 2002. Philip Jacobs has been out of the country since that time. Saanich Police say it was around then that they began to investigate him for sexual abuse, and last year more complaints led to another investigation. On Wednesday, Jacobs returned to Victoria and was immediately arrested at the airport. Tonight, the Catholic Diocese faces questions as to why he was hired and what did it know about his background.
Father Philip Jacobs leaves the Victoria courthouse after spending the night in jail.
A bit of shock, great sadness and disappointment.
The Catholic Church in Greater Victoria has been caught off guard as the former parish priest is facing sex abuse charges.
The Vatican has not been informed of this situation as Father Jacobs has been charged. The investigation is in process, so we're waiting to see what happens in that process.
Father Philip Jacobs is charged with sexual assault, sexual interference, and sexual exploitation. Jacobs came to Canada in 1996 and served as parish priest at St. Joseph the Worker until 2002 when he resigned. Court records show the charges stem from complaints 4 people made to Saanich Police, allegations of sexual abuse. Since the alleged victims were under the age of 18 at the time, they cannot be identified.
In 2009, the Saanich Police Family Protection Unit received information that led to the initiation of a new investigation regarding Philip Jacobs in his capacity as parish priest at St. Joseph the Worker Parish. Investigators gathered sufficient evidence to recommend criminal charges to Crown Counsel for allegations of child sexual abuse.
Police say their initial investigation began in 2002, around the same time that a parishioner at Jacobs' former parish in Columbus, Ohio, accused the priest of inappropriate touching in 1970. Jacobs was never charged, but he was released from the parish and ordered to undergo psychotherapy. When parishioners at his Saanich parish learned of the allegation, the diocese says Father Jacobs agreed to resign. Police say he's been living outside Canada ever since, until this past Wednesday when he arrived at Victoria International Airport on a flight from San Francisco. Border agents arrested Jacobs and turned him over to Saanich Police. Investigators suspect there could be more victims.
Investigators are asking for the community's assistance in bringing forward any information that might be relevant to the case.
The bishop says counselors will be made available to anyone who asks, and this Sunday, a letter will be read to all parishes in Victoria. The diocese says a lot has changed since Father Jacobs preached at St. Joseph the Worker, and under his current hiring practices, he would have never been hired.
And if he had been hired, he certainly would not have continued in ministry.
The diocese admits when it hired Jacobs with outstanding allegations, the church failed its parishioners, especially the alleged victims.
Yes, and I'm willing to meet with the victims and be very open and honest with them, have a frank discussion.
Anything to say, Father Jacob?
Father Philip Jacobs has been released on $25,000 bail.
Stephen Andrew joins us now with more on the story. Stephen, no charges were filed in that 2002 allegation. Why was that, and did the diocese know about that investigation at the time?
Well, Saanich Police say there was not enough evidence to lay charges in that 2002 investigation, but they won't say if, also won't say if the complainant is one of the 4 people making allegations today. The diocese says it didn't know about the 2002 investigation in Saanich, but it did know about the situation in Columbus, Ohio, and only learned about the charges that were filed just recently when they met with the bishop yesterday. Bishop Gagnon says many times that he's fully going to cooperate with the investigation in Hudson. We should mention that none of the allegations have been proven in court.
All right, Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thank you.
You're welcome.